What's going on, everybody? It's AquaLeaderJesse back again with another Death Battle reaction video for Fan Pick Fridays, as once again suggested by Mashed Potatoes in Shower. Today we have Ganondorf versus Dracula Death Battle. This is suggested over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaLeaderJesse, where all my videos are recorded first, but they always be uploaded to you afterwards. Don't you worry. You can always suggest videos to me there in the chat, and I can react to them. So, let's get right into it.
Be coming soon, but we've got the wellness for it's real easy to detail somewhere. MS.
Fame may be fleeting and wealth ephemeral, but true evil never dies.
It just comes back with a goddamn second health bar.
Ganondorf.
I'm going to preface this right now. I'm rooting for Ganon. Or Ganondorf. I assume he's going to turn into Ganon in the video. Or in the battle. So who I think is going to win, I don't know. But Ganondorf is who I'm rooting for.
The calamitous demon king of Princess Zelda's Hyrule.
And Dracula, the everlasting vampire lord of Castlevania. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Millennia ago, in an age long past, the Demon King Demise threatened to pull the world into blood and war.
Until he got his ass slapped by this pointy-eared boy in green.
Undaunted by being, murdered, Demise cursed the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero to be forever haunted by his wrath made flesh. That curse became Ganondorf Dragmire.
Good old Dorf was born to the Gerudo tribe of the desert. Thing is, the Gerudo were all ladies, and Ganondorf was the first male born in 100 years, which automatically made him their king. Because... reasons, I guess? Wait.
I don't think, isn't it like a thing where, since it's extraordinarily rare, whenever it happens, like, that's like a destiny thing where it was meant to be their king, that's why he was born? Isn't that their belief?
So he gets to be in charge and has the best odds on Tinder? That's my dream come true. Who could want more?
Ganondorf could. Jealous of the neighboring kingdom of Hyrule's verdant fields, clean water, and...
Full name, Ganondorf Dragmire. Height, 230 centimeters, 7 foot 6 inches. Known as the Great King of Evil, incarnation of Demise's hatred, mentally damaged with each incarnation. And enjoys playing the pipe organ. Referring to Ocarina of Time.
Godforsaken desert, he dreamed of a better world for his people.
Or, just for himself. Being the reincarnation of ultimate evil means you're probably kind of a selfish douche.
And surprisingly, his vile ambitions would be rewarded.
With the power of the Triforce, Ganondorf has turned Hyrule into a world of utter darkness and evil. Destiny, yeah.
Turns out, he was also preternaturally adept at magic, as befits an education from his caretakers, the witches Koume and Kotake.
From them, Dorf learned to pitch balls of electricity, summon light.
Ganon also possesses the same powers as Aghanim and Zant. Aghanim is also an alter ego of his, and much of Zant's power was gifted to him by Ganon.
Move objects with telekinesis, levitate, form barriers, and control minds.
When he wishes to fight from a distance, he can create phantom horsemen or puppets of himself to battle as his proxies.
Or if he wants to get personal, he can use his dark magic to enhance his physical strikes, making him a badass at all ranges.
He's a master with a blade, sometimes two, and sometimes on horseback.
And sometimes 2 swords on 2 horsebacks?
Let's not get crazy.
Sure.
He was just a man, after all, though not for long. With his magical training complete, Ganondorf put his greatest skill to the test, his raw cunning. By manipulating the rulers of Hyrule and its neighboring domains, as well as a curiously familiar boy in green.
Hey, what do you know? Weird coincidence.
Ganondorf gained entry to an alternate dimension called the Sacred Realm. Within it lay the Triforce, a magical artifact left by the gods said to grant the wish of whomever touches it.
The perfect solution to all your world-conquering needs. Except once Ganondorf got his hands on those golden Doritos, 2 of them jumped ship.
See, only someone with a perfect balance of courage, wisdom, and power can wield the complete Triforce. If someone with an imbalance between those 3 virtues touches it, it splits. In this case, the pieces of wisdom and courage went to Ganondorf's enemies, Princess Zelda and the hero Link.
Oh, that's embarrassing. But he did get to keep the Triforce of power, because who needs the courage and wisdom shit when you can just blow stuff up? That's how I live.
Even on its own, the Triforce of Power radically improved Ganondorf's strength and magical prowess, while also elevating him from a mere warlock to the Demon King he was always meant to be.
Literally, he can turn into a big blue pig monster.
The dark beast known simply as Ganon is a nearly unstoppable terror, gaining even greater strength without sacrificing any of his intellect.
As a bacon wizard, he can obliterate foes with fireballs, turn invisible, teleport, summon darkness, and even distort the space around him.
Despite all that power and even successfully ruling Hyrule for 7 years, Ganondorf was soundly defeated and sealed within the Sacred Realm. There he remained, trapped outside the spaces of reality, a prisoner to the void between space and time, never to return ever again.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep a straight face.
Yeah, no, he got out like the next day.
So nothing holds Ganon back for long, and he's insanely tough to kill. In fact, thanks to his part of the Triforce, he's almost indestructible. While most weapons can technically harm him, it usually takes a holy weapon like the Master Sword.
Weapons like the Master Sword and Silver Arrows are usually required for the killing blow, except for in the Oracle game.
Or light arrows to put him down.
He once survived being crushed within his own castle, which, based on its size and composition here, and accounting for the hollowed out interior, should weigh over 11,000 tons.
Even better, he later withstood a different castle exploding around him. Wow, some of this guy in castles.
By measuring the size of the in-game castle model and assuming violent fragmentation, we can determine it was a blast worth almost 2 kilotons of TNT, a yield comparable to early atomic bombs. And even though holy weapons can bypass his defenses, he still survived being stabbed in the face with the Master Sword.
Yep. Withstood Hyrule Castle exploding around him, survived his castle collapsing on him, ravaged Great Fish Island, created an endless storm, dodged point-blank light arrows, dominated the minds of Zant and Zelda, conquered Hyrule multiple times, defeated the 4 champions, Deku Tree, and the Hero of Time. Technically, yeah, he does defeat this Link in one of the timelines.
You know, the literal blade of evil's bane.
Or like when he was impaled through the chest by one of the sages after he was supposedly sealed away. He just yanked that shit right out and murdered the bastards that did it to him. Heads up, Wiz, you ever stab me again and that's what's happening to you.
Right. Well, Ganondorf isn't just tough. He's powerful enough to punch shockwaves, tear up an island, and block out the sky with his magical malice.
Plus, he can keep up with Link. He's even killed him in one timeline. And this fairy boy can dodge Beamos lasers.
Which are literal lasers. They move in a straight line, burn instead of exploding, and according to the game's guidebook, are called lasers. So they should move at light speed. Based on the distance Link moved relative to this beam, we can estimate his own reaction speed to be about 11% the speed of light.
Too bad old Dorf Lundgren doesn't get to hold on to Hyrule for too long.
I don't really like that logic, though, because you can clearly see it's not moving at the speed of light, because even, like, watching it at normal speed, you can see the beam come down.
Still, you can stab and seal him away all you want. This big pork bastard will always be back to bring about your crispy demise.
In the world of Castlevania, the universe is governed by 2 opposing forces, order and chaos.
Hey, it's like you and me, Wiz.
No, I mean literally. As legend goes, for God to be good, there must be an equal force of evil to create balance. An evil found in an alternate dimension called the Chaotic Realm. This is Chaos.
But to keep his spot in the balance on Earth, Chaos needed to choose a Dark Lord to represent him, a Dark Messiah, if you will. As luck would have it, a perfect candidate would end up choosing him.
In the 11th century, Matthias Kronkvist was the strategic mastermind behind a company of knights, alongside fellow commander and best friend, Leon Belmont.
Is this like Lords of Shadow? I'm not familiar with most of the home console games past like Symphony of the Night.
As with most bromances, it got screwed up by a homance.
Boomstick, have some tact. His wife died from a horrible illness.
Was it third wheeling? I'm sorry, Wiz, but you can already tell this guy is evil because his name is Math. I mean, I know we use math all the time to do the show, but sometimes one must embrace the darkness to see the light.
Right. Anyway, Matthias's grief was so intense, he swore vengeance on God himself. To achieve his vengeance, Matthias sought the powers of God's polar opposite, chaos.
So he set up an
I would have
easy
assumed that.
six-step
I
plan.
would say that's the devil,
Step
but
1, pick up a red rock called the Crimson Stone. It'll be important later. Step 2, force death itself to become your personal secretary. Step 3, kill Luigi. Step 4, convince a vampire named Walter to kill Leon's fiancée, cause misery loves company. Step 5, let Leon murder poor Walt and have death shove his soul into that red rock. Step 6, congratulations, you are now a vampire. Goth kids, I hope you were paying attention.
From that day forth,
Also,
Matthias
is that a What We Do in the Shadows clip in the
A
background there?
vampire.
That's a really funny movie. I feel like not a lot of people know about that movie.
Goth kids, I hope you were paying attention.
From that day forth, Matthias rejected his humanity. He became a vampire, and much more. He was the Dark Lord, Dracula.
There have been a lot of different versions of Dracula over the years, but this one isn't your run-of-the-mill, I want to suck your...
Full name: Count Vlad Tepes Dracula. Height: 193 centimeters, 6'4". Birth name: Matthias Conquist. Known as the Dark Lord, former Holy Knight, reincarnated as Silvercrease. Sometimes wears Reebok pumps. What? Is that a reference to something?
blood type. This Dracula is the avatar of chaos on Earth, the opposite to God. So, like, the devil. He's basically the devil.
That's what I was
He
saying
didn't
earlier.
have much time to enjoy his new powers, though, as his former friend Leon swore revenge, a vow which would carry on throughout generations.
But good luck taking down this all-new and improved vampire lord. He's got your standard vampire loadout, like
I
blood-sucking, flight, razor
Understood the reason he's picked is because he's like the final boss enemy of a game that started back on the NES, where you defeat them the one time and then they end up turning into a hideous monster that you have to defeat as well. They end up continuously reincarnating as the series goes on. That's why.
claws, telekinesis, and even tripping balls teleportation.
He can also exert his influence over all living things, whether it be mind control, body possession, or absorbing the souls and abilities of fallen enemies through his power of dominance.
Oh, like Kirby.
A demonic monster, Kirby.
Right, Kirby. Also, Dracula can shapeshift to his black heart's desire, like into a swarm of bats, a cloud of mist, and a wolf. Oh, I get it. The opposite to God, because he's a dog just like the way Alucard is Dracula backwards. God, I should do science.
He's also a master sorcerer, able to summon fireballs, meteors, and acid blood rain from the sky.
Mortality, necromancy, pyromancy, alchemy, dark inferno, demonic, megado, power of dominance, demon/undead summoning, soul manipulation and absorption, and monstrous transformations.
Dark Inferno is a huge ball of magma that will fry anything in its path, and he can revitalize himself with another's life energy via Soul Steal.
Then there's his most powerful attack, a localized nuke of holy magic, the demonic Megiddo.
With all these powers, it's no wonder Europe trembled at his presence for centuries, though perhaps their fears were unfounded.
Yeah, despite being living chaos or whatever, Dracula was sometimes a pretty chill guy. He even got himself married and had a kid. Then again, kids are also the embodiment of chaos.
Sadly, the people of a nearby church grew suspect of his wife, accusing her of witchcraft. So they burned her at the stake, and Dracula swore vengeance upon the god they followed as...
Wait. Did he just get a total repeat of his backstory? Man, this guy can't catch a break.
He was even forced to battle multiple descendants of Belmont, many of whom would actually defeat him.
Well, sort of. Turns out Dracula is a much tougher vampire to kill than lame old Walter.
Even after losing his entire body, Dracula's soul remained tethered to chaos. Thus, he would be resurrected every 100 years.
When he wants to go all out, he can draw from the power of the chaotic realm and transform into one of many awesome monsters. Like a giant demon bird, a giant demon head, and a giant demon head in a painting that vomits out bats.
Dracula can punch hard enough to rend stone, move quick enough to catch arrows out of thin air, and even warp the fabric of reality itself.
He's tough enough to survive a lightning strike, get blasted by an enormous meteor, and even get crushed under the weight of his fortress.
While Dracula escaped the castle ruins by turning to mist, he only did so after the castle had fallen.
AKA the Castlevania.
By measuring the size of Castlevania on the game's official art, we know it should weigh around 2 million tons. Even then, Dracula has regenerated his body from decapitation.
The man's death itself survived his castle collapsing on him, destroyed... That sounds familiar. Destroyed the town of Alijba, created a black hole, made a massive explosion visible from space, battled Maria Renard and the Belmonts, tied to the abyss and chaos dimension.
A mess of blood, and even full-on disintegration.
So how the hell does he keep getting killed by everyone from Discount Conan to the Ghost of Weeb's Past?
Naturally, with the help of holy weapons, which Dracula is certainly not a fan of.
Also, even when he's turned his body into some misty vape clouds, he keeps his head vulnerable. Because video games.
Or more precisely, his hubris. Dracula's blatant arrogance would lead to his ultimate downfall, allowing his enemies to sever his connection to the chaotic realm and thus end his cycle of resurrections. So instead, he was reincarnated
Into a white-haired anime boy with the power of friendship. Soma Cruz, who turned out to be just as powerful as Dracula Classic, like when he dodged beams of light or when he defeated chaos itself.
Dracula's influence and power would never truly end. Even 10,000 years into the future, his bloodline continues to strike terror into the hearts of men. As long as good and evil exist,
Hold up, that's his kid? What the hell happened to him?
no ordinary man can stand up to the incredible force that is the Dark Lord Dracula.
Behold my true form and despair!
Sick.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, all this talk of pigs and bacon has made me hungry for Blue Apron.
But easy for 2 weeks, divide
Chef,
you for meals at
$50 a battle. Death battle.
a better way to cook.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Who do you think is winning? Also, they both can only seem to be struck down by holy weapons of some sort. I'm rooting for Ganondorf regardless. I don't know who I think is winning. Seem pretty equal in a lot of ways, but I guess I'll try to stick with my boy Ganondorf through and through. I think I'll go Ganondorf for both. But I'm really not sure on who I think is gonna win. But I'm rooting for Ganondorf.
Your castle is lost, vampire. No man can challenge my power.
But what is a man? A miserable pile of secrets.
I'm no mere man.
Okay?
Your tricks mean nothing.
Now Dracula's gonna transform. I had a feeling it'd be this form. He's gonna turn into the Ocarina of Time Ganon. The two swords. The crystal and tail. Yep. I knew it. Mostly because he was the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf, but...
I am no simple vampire. I am a god.
Uh-oh.
You're right. You're not a man. You're a pig. Let me hear you squeal.
No. Come on. No.
KO!
Dang.
You know, I hope someday I can learn
I'm on a losing streak. I went on a streak of the ones I wanted to win, winning every time, and now they're losing every time.
to drink beers as violently as Dracula drinks people.
There was a lot going on here. Both Ganondorf and Dracula show similar reaction speeds, with only a small % difference when compared to the speed of light. They were both brilliant schemers who have perfectly manipulated many intelligent foes, and their standard magical arsenals seem pretty comparable overall.
But Dracula did have a leg up with a few extra magic powers that Ganondorf just didn't have. Like how he could rip out his soul in a bunch of different ways. That's something Ganondorf never
One of
really
your favorite
had to
battles?
guard
It was
against
an awesome
before.
battle.
Also, remember how Ganondorf survived
I love especially the Gothic theme to all of it. It was very cool.
an explosion worth about 2 kilotons of TNT?
An admirable feat, to be sure, but let's look at that meteor strike Dracula survived. Based on its size, composition, and speed of ablation, it must have struck with an energy equivalent to 2 megatons of TNT, 1,000 times greater than Ganondorf's proven durability.
But hey, I know what you're thinking. What about that sage sword Ganondorf had? Shouldn't he have had an easy time killing Drac since it's a holy weapon?
In some circumstances, sure. Running this fight over and over 100 times, Ganondorf would certainly score a few victories. But when considering Dracula's absurd
Both Ganon and Demise have had their non-physical beings sealed away in alternate dimensions or objects. This lends credence to the possibility of Dracula being able to manipulate and steal Ganon's soul.
regenerative abilities, it would take more than just a few hits from a holy weapon to finish him off. Not to mention, Dracula also wielded a holy weapon that took advantage of Ganondorf's weakness in the form of demonic Megiddo. Yeah, I know it's called demonic, so it seems weird, but it is explicitly described to be holy magic.
And dropping a holy nuke on Ganondorf was a way more powerful victory move than trying to hit Dracula with a sword. And that's really what this came down to. Power.
Despite literally wielding the Triforce of Power, Ganondorf's
The Triforce of Power has been overpowered before, such as in the original Legend of Zelda and the Twilight Princess. With Dracula's greater power and ability to exploit Ganon's greatest weakness, he certainly could do the same.
potential paled in comparison to the energy Dracula drew from chaos. Let's put this in perspective.
The Triforce of Power comes from the goddess Din, who made the Earth. While we don't know the exact amount of power Din put in this piece, let's just highball it and directly compare it to her.
So the energy attributed to the Triforce of Power could be compared to the size and energy of a planet.
Even if the Golden Goddess's powers were far greater, Ganon only possessed a fraction of it. It took the entire Triforce to maintain the alternate dimension of Low Rule, and even then only for a limited time. There's no evidence that the Triforce of Power can match the Chaotic Realm.
However, the Chaotic Realm is an entire universe, completely upheld by the power of the Chaos entity. That is leagues greater than the power Ganondorf possessed.
So it definitely had a lot more juice to give.
Try thinking of the Chaotic Realm and the Triforce of Power as batteries, which fuel Dracula and Ganon's abilities. Compared to each other, Dracula would be drawing energy from something like a car battery, while Ganondorf's would be more akin to a small AA.
Wiz, I'll give you $5 if you lick that battery.
Ganondorf certainly held his own.
It's what's really funny is I, especially at work, I tell people the phrase, "I'll give you $5 if you lick it," a lot. Like we'll find something really dirty, or like we'll be like cleaning, and we'll find like like an old piece of shelf in a closet that's just absolutely covered in dust and grime, and I'll just be like, I'll turn to a colleague and just be like, "I'll give you $5 if you lick it," because I like hold it toward them. It's really funny that he used the exact same money for the exact same idea.
But Dracula's more varied magic, greater regeneration, and enormous reserves of power sealed this desert warlock's fate.
Of all the ways to go, that must have sucked. The big pig's chances were slim to gan none.
The winner is Dracula.
Alright, so that was a pretty good one. Going in, I had a feeling it was going to be Dracula, but then, like, actually seeing it, I actually was feeling a bit more Ganondorf. But, all in all, it was still a fun battle. Drop a like on the video. I still enjoyed it quite a bit. Thought it was fun. And, love watching these death battles. Remember, you too can suggest videos over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaLeaderJesse, just like Mashed Potatoes in Shower did. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaLeaderJesse, where my videos are recorded first, but they always be uploaded here afterwards. Don't you worry. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.